And hello, everybody. It is Tom Chenault. This is Adrian Chenault, and it is the Legacy Leadership Radio Show with a truck. I mean, this is like a Zoom or something. I'm very, very excited about that. I see many, many dear friends of mine. And Adrian, what the heck is this?
This is sponsored by CNN or MSNBC or Fox News, or I don't know. We got a lot of talking heads here today. This is going to be fun.
Or Hussey.
There we go.
That's very, very exciting stuff. So here we are, and we're going to do a show today on a new book that is unbelievably powerful. And I'm not a giant fan of chapter books. And I've just always been like, I just don't know how I was until I read this one. And when I read it, it was written, number one, and it was written about performers, number two, and it was written specific to this great profession. And Chris Hussey, you deserve the gold star. How you doing, buddy?
I'm awesome. Are you kidding? I'm hanging out with Tom and Adrian, which is, I'm blessed to be invited. And then we have three incredible rock star representatives of the authors in the book. I mean, come on. How could I be better?
And I look at all these cover photos and these Instagram things, and I'm just so proud of all of you. And I know what it took to kick this thing out. And my hat's off to you, because you could have quit on this book anytime. And none of you quit on it. None of you killed Christopher. It's pretty cool, right, Adrian?
It is so cool. And it really was. This is an epic project. And a lot of these things, there's such a range of what kind of product gets put out when there's a lot of different authors involved. And there's one way where the pieces don't really fit together and where it doesn't really make sense. And you're just sort of like, you're not quite sure what's going on. There's another way to do this where every piece was selected intentionally and everything fits together perfectly and it builds on each other. And there's pieces that are in the backside of it that are the book is really only the beginning. And so it's super cool and it's so fun. I said, Chris, we got to, I love you. We want to hear from some of these authors who are now all bestsellers. And so this is really a special day. So Chris, let's start off with talking about this project, because this was a labor of love that had a ton of blood, sweat, and tears into getting it out the door. How did this whole thing come about, man?
I am sharing the link this second into the Networker Facebook group. Make sure we get as many eyeballs on this bad boy as possible. So, Adrian, Tom, this is the word. The word is tactical. Tactical. There are tremendous books in our space. There are tremendous books in the greater space. Chicken Soup for the Soul is a great, compilation book. It's about stories. It's about emotions. It's about people's experiences. I was inspired to bring tactical in the same format. And, the defining factor, other than the 31 unbelievable voices, the defining factor is that every chapter, from Ray Higdon in the beginning to I put myself as the last chapter on the end, and Amy and Kate and Nate and all the other authors in the middle of those two, the defining word is tactical. You can open it to any chapter. This is my only copy. We've sold every one of the others. You can open it to any chapter. And
I'll sell anybody mine for $100. So if you want, they're hard to get your hands on, apparently.
And it literally walks you through. You can pick it up and go create impact in your social media, your network marketing business the day that you get the book. So that was it. That was the inspiration.
That's so cool. And I agree. It's tactical. And the word that I like to use is practical, right? It's like, it isn't a bunch of stuff that you're going, well, how, I don't have thousands upon thousands of dollars to go spend on Google ads today, or what, there's a lot of stuff that gets thrown at you that's like, well, that's great, except that that's not going to work for me. This is much more that kind of thing. And so I love it. We're getting some people who are sharing this thing. Thank you, Paul. Hit that share button and let's spread the word about this amazing book because it's changing lives and it's really, really exciting. And so, Amy, I want to go to you first. And I just want you to talk about what your heart was in participating in this project and talk a little bit about the chapter that you contributed to this book.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to say thank y'all so much for hosting this. I'm so excited to be on here. I'm like humbled by all of these amazing rock stars. And then Christopher, we could not be here without you. You have worked your tail off and we are so thankful for you. So I am super excited. So I live in Arkansas. I'm a mom of 5. I'm married and I have 5 kiddos. And I've been in this network marketing space for about 10 and a half years. And I have loved every bit of it. And the reason I started was because I wanted to be able to work from home, but also, be present with my children. And so I came to a point in my journey with the network marketing space. I started, was like, this is like second nature to me. It was something that became a lifestyle. And so I just started looking for something else to add to my brand. I didn't really know what that was. And I ended up joining Clubhouse during COVID and all this stuff. And so I really started diving into that and started meeting all of these people behind the scenes, but didn't know their faces. And started just really adding a bunch of value because I love being a leader in this industry and really wanted to somehow, I didn't really know what was going to happen with, I didn't know what was going to happen with me being on Clubhouse. I just was going in there just to add value. And that's where I met Christopher and did not know that he was even in the process of thinking about writing a book. And obviously I'd love to kind of know the background and all that, but they ended up asking all of us to be a part. And I immediately said yes. I felt like if I was someone that was going to be asked, then that's something that I need to do. I'm a yes girl, and I want to do things that is going to catapult me somehow to the next level of getting to know more people. But also, I feel like if you don't say yes, then you never know what could have happened. And so I was like, well, I don't know how to write a book, but here we go. But I also love to teach and mentor and train people. And I feel my heart just really, I love it so much. And so I knew, because I'd been in this space for so long, that I had value to give to other people. Because I tell people all the time, if you're coachable, I can tell you how to get to X, Y, and Z a lot faster than if you try it yourself. And so I knew that that's what this book was going to be. It was going to be the right people that had experience that's going to train people, if they choose to read it, on how to be successful with all these different steps. And so that's really why I said yes. And didn't know what I was doing, but it's been so great. And now I have a whole new crew of friends. And so I talked on your power profile. And, I learned as I've been in this industry. I remember one training one time, I took like a course. I can't remember who it was from, because I always love to learn, because I knew it would help me in my business or to take back to my team. And it all talked about, just those basics. Whenever I like to train or talk to people, I love to go back to the basics of when I first got started in this industry, because most people are trying to figure it out. And so I wanted to go back to the basics of what I learned when I first started. And one of them is talking about your profile, and that you want to have your picture on there. You don't want to have a frog. People are doing business with you, and you want them to see your face, and they want to see your family, and they want to know. You can't have it private, because if you're private, you want more eyes on you. So it's just those small little things that a lot of people don't know as they're starting and building their industry, and in this industry, that I really wanted to give that tactical information. And so it was something that I had learned a while back. And so when we decided that's kind of the subject I had said I would love to do, because I kind of feel like that's one of the first steps of someone when they are starting in this space, that they need to know the picture, your face. You don't want to be small. You want to have more eyes on you, and just all the different things like that. And so that's really kind of my background, and that's why I am here, but also why I chose to write that subject.
That's super cool. And one of the things that I love about the format of this book, and maybe we could talk a little bit more about this on the other side of the break if we run out of time here, is that every piece of this book is a really digestible, simple to implement set of steps that's allowing you to get better in one particular area or on one particular platform and to get into action right away. And then some of those, like one of the Sherry Tree wrote about LinkedIn. You may not be interested in LinkedIn. That's okay if you're not. So you're going to find the pieces that you most resonate with. And then with each of those chapters, there's a video that goes deeper that you get access to, that what you can go and drill deeper into that particular person and what they bring to the table. Right, Christopher?
There is a little backstory. When we sat with Amy, when we sat with Nate, when we sat with Kate, when we sat with Aaron and Lisa and all the authors, we outlined, our staff outlined what can we deliver? How much value can we pack into this chapter? And then the next step is we asked each of the authors if they would pour out that value into a video. Well, that helped us. That helped the authors then see that feedback, and it helped to create that voice that went into the chapter. Well, those videos are actually available to anyone that wants them. And so not only can you read what each of the authors put together, you can actually watch their thoughts following that outline and take it to the next level with video.
You're the only guy I've ever met that could spend 3 seconds saying the word read. You can read.
You can read each chapter.
Uh-oh. Looks like they're frozen.
Take over, Christopher Hussey.
Well, we sent a message. They're coming back. We sent a message out to Adrian. I think we lost the feed there, but we are probably this minute on commercial. Yeah, we're live in 12 minutes. We went to commercial. All right, We're good.
They doing the fancy stuff, commercials, and
you guys back?
Well, I think so. That was not ideal.
We lost you.
Yeah, that was not good. All right, so we're gonna add another 30 seconds to our clock here. So we were talking about where do you find the book, and you get access to the book and a whole bunch of really cool bonuses and amazing stuff that Christopher and the team has put together for you. And so you can go and find all that. We just made it really easy. You can go to contactmapping.com/social impact, and that's going to take you right to where you can find the best deal. You can see a couple different things. So go and check that out on the break, contactmapping.com/social impact. We'll be back right after this.
None of my friends can spell social impact. That's impossible.
Well, that's not my fault. That's what he named the book.
Oh, that's the name of the book? Oh my God, Chris. That's unbelievable.
All right. So
We're in the commercial.
For a year.
Yeah, Doug Stair, I think I saw him outside with a set of garden clippers. He just clipped the line into our building there.
All right.
All right, we're coming back in 3 seconds here.
And we're back. It's Tom Chenault. It's Adrian Chenault. It's the Legacy Leadership Radio Show. And we have got some amazing people with us today. They're all out of the book, Social Impact. And if you do anything in your life, go buy this book. If you're a network marketer, go buy the book. And what's cool about it is connecting with the authors is the whole show. And what you're going to find when you read this book or you listen to this book, you are going to find out that these are human beings going through it just like you that want to tell you their story if you have the guts to reach out to them. So do that. That's what I want them to do.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's a big piece of this puzzle, right? The videos are an aspect of that. This interview is an aspect of that. Like, these are not people that live in an ivory tower that do not have access to the internet. Like, you can actually connect with these people as human beings, and their whole brand is about that they're social. So I have a feeling that they may just respond to you if you do that. And they probably would be super happy to hear from you and to hear about how you had an impact on their life. So make sure you do that, because I think it makes a big, big difference. And so this is so fun. I love it. And so we're going to go and we're going to pull in the next person to share. And what is so cool is that she woke up extra early, except in the future, because it is already Wednesday. We're recording on Tuesday afternoon here in the United States. It's Wednesday morning in Victoria, Australia. And so hello, Kate Edwards, and welcome to the Legacy Leadership. How are you?
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me. Yes, I am in the future. It's Wednesday, it's super early, but it's great to be here. I'm so honored and I feel super excited because last time I met you, Tom, we had a hug on the Gold Coast, and I was like, I'm going to follow you forever.
Hasn't worked out quite so well, has it?
No, I think the last time I went to the Gold Coast was the last time I ever went to the Gold Coast.
The Australian government and other powers that be had different ideas for us. However, we're working our way out of there.
But yeah, thanks. I'm really excited about what we're achieving here, because for me as the average mom that just needed to pick up something and run with it really hard. We now have a strategy that anybody can follow. So, it really is an exciting time, because I think networking is on top of everybody's list right now. And it's super great to be able to connect in the right way and follow a professional strategy by so many incredible authors, with fun, with fabulousness, and with great posture. And every single chapter in the book is a dream, because I feel like now I've got 30 strategies to teach my own team, and it's like free training. So right. I am excited, if you can't tell.
Totally. So Kate, I love the name of your chapter. I thought it was so intriguing. So Kate's chapter is called No Network, No Problem. And so talk about why, how you were able to cultivate a network from feeling as though you didn't have one, and what you're talking about in your chapter.
Well, I think that the most important thing when people start their own network marketing business is that they don't have a network. And it's the same thing that people come back to us all the time and say, I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have anybody to share to. So my baby was the fact that I love. Sorry, I've got my little boy in the background.
That's the beautiful thing. That's exactly why we do this. You're great.
Yes, I am a single mom, and it's just the way it's got to be. That's it. For somebody to pick up a strategy that you can go and then create a community of your own, you can create a network literally in 10 days. We wanted somebody to go in and to be able to implement a strategy that you could create maybe 10 to 20 people every single day, add them into your network, be able to connect, and then find, a follow-up system that, they may be able to, would like your opportunity or like your product or service. So it's a very powerful scenario to be able to go in, to be able to introduce yourself to a Facebook group where there's possibly hundreds and thousands of people that would resonate with you from an immediate hello, from an immediate introduction, just to say, hey, I'm Kate, I'm a single mom. I love dogs and horses, and these are a few of the things that I enjoy. I'd love to connect. And I think that is one of the most powerful things that you can start with when you're trying to build a network or you're trying to build a community. So I have, I feel like I have the power to help people to do that from an immediate start. What is the first thing that you want to do? And that is to grow your network, to talk with posture, and to walk with so much inspiration that you are on a great path.
I love that. I love that so much. So we got to take another quick break. these darn radio commercials, man, they just make it tough. So
Okay,
great job, Kate.
popular.
Thank you so much for sharing. And you can just feel her energy. We're coming back right after this. We did it.
The good news about the breaks, that means it's on the AM radio, and on the AM radio, you're on 550 stations. So
It's
while
amazing.
it's no fun to do the breaks, man, it is a blowtorch all over the world for you guys. And exposure is everything. So keep the faith. It's going to work out. I promise you.
Thank you so much.
550
Harry's extra loud. I'm so sorry.
It's
You're
fine.
good. Go ahead and mute.
Tremendous.
You're all, I'm going to mute you. Go ahead and you're all good, Kate. Don't worry.
Great job, Kate.
And we're back. It's the Legacy Leadership Radio Show with Adrian Chenault and Tom Chenault and about 45 of Adrian's best friends. And it's really, really exciting being here. And, you know, the little Christopher Hussey gang. And what's so beautiful about it is all of these authors not only wrote their chapter and collaborated with Christopher and the writers on that, but they got to know each other's best practices. So they just basically expanded their circle of influence by 30 rock stars. And that's the beauty of it all. And those of you that are thinking, I can't do that, yes, you can. Find one of these authors on Facebook or someplace and connect with them and ask them how they did it. And then you can do the same thing, right?
That's totally true. And, you know, one of the things I've gotten to hang around Christopher quite a bit. I've gotten to hang around this group of people quite a bit. And they're all super positive people. There's no prima donnas. There's no ego. There's none of that stuff. Like, they're an incredibly welcoming group of people. And so tap into that. Use this as a platform. You know, get the book, find the people you resonate with, watch their video that's that deep dive, and then go and reach out to them and say, hey, I want to learn from you. I want to follow along with what you're doing. And so you can go and get a copy of your book at contactmapping.com/social impact, contactmapping.com/social impact. I'm still cracking up at Christopher over here, who is sneakily floating the book up into the air.
Well, I wish I would have had this that day I called you and your wife and your child at your house, Christopher, because I was in the bathtub and I didn't know that he was with his family. So I'm just like butt naked, and there's poor Christopher going, trying to apologize for his friend Tom. But if I would have had this book, I could have hidden almost behind it. So pretty funny, Christopher. We love you. You're doing a beautiful job with this thing. And we're in awe of the promotion, at the quality of the book, at the quality of the writing. You just pulled out all the stops, didn't you?
Well, I appreciate I appreciate you saying that, Tom. Honestly, it's really easy to create a great end result when you start with 30 people who bring the passion and the education and their absolute intent to deliver greatness to this profession. When you start there, the end result is inevitable.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. So I am very excited to hear from our third co-author who
he's got some sort of editing software to make himself look so fit.
That must be it. And I would like to know what that editing software is. However, I think it might have some sweat involved. So Nate Forrest, I love this guy. I first met Nate on Clubhouse, where he continues to just do huge things. And so I love that about him, because he's just incredibly generous, incredibly kind-hearted, just a huge faith that he shares very beautifully and very openly. And the other thing that I love about Nate is he just seems like he's up for anything, because every time I turn around, he's at Tom Shallon's house. You know, Shallon dumped an entire bucket of ice water on him with, I hope, an old defunct laptop in his lap. Who knows? You know, he's hanging out with somebody climbing, you know, they're at the top of the mountain doing a camping trip. He embodies what makes the network marketing profession great, which is that he has created this amazing life full of fun and adventure and authentic relationship. And it's so cool. And so Nate, your chapter, Nate, talk about your journey a little bit first, and then I want to talk about Clubhouse and what you shared in the book. Nate Forrest, so good to have you with us today, man.
Man, I'm having a blast listening to the other authors. What's up, everybody? But you know what? Just real briefly, my chapter is all about picking your all-in moment. You know, in poker, you might get dealt a deuce and a 7, but you might get dealt 2 aces. But in poker, you have to wait to get 2 aces. But in business, when you have a resource like social impact, when you have people in your life like Tom and Adrian, Chenault, Christopher Hussey, everybody, all the authors in this book, then you have the resources in place. You don't have to wait, but you do have to choose your all-in moment. Just like poker, you put all your chips on the table, but in business, pick a strategy. For years, for me, it was Facebook. That's where I met my people. I found out where my people were hanging out, what Facebook groups they were hanging out. I supported their profiles, left comments, left encouragement, edified. But then when Clubhouse came along, I saw my all-in strategy, my all-in moment, because that's where a lot of people hang out, high-end, entrepreneurs, forward thinkers, personal development junkies, network marketers. And so that's where I created my all-in moment, just to show up every day, get attention in the marketplace, build know, like, and trust, network with, epic people like we have here on this webinar, on this Zoom, on this radio show, whatever you call this thing. But it's important that we all pick an all-in moment. And with this book, you can go through these chapters and you can pick a strategy and say, this is my all-in moment. I'm going to go all in on Facebook groups like Kate teaches. I'm going to go all in on Instagram stories, Instagram reels. There's so much stuff in here. Or you can pick the best strategy in the book, chapter 11, and you can go all in on Clubhouse. That's where people are. Have some fun. We're talking on there just like we're doing here. We don't have the video on Clubhouse, but you can talk, get to know people, and find 3 to 5 to 10 or 20 people every day to talk to.
That is so cool. And so talk about your Clubhouse journey, because you saw it early, you committed, you went all in, and you continue to see huge dividends. What was it that you saw about that platform that told you this is a place that I really need to put some energy and effort?
The quality of people like Tom and Adrian, Chenault, Amy White, Kate Edwards, Christopher Hussey, on and on and on, the Ray Higdons, so many quality people hanging out in rooms, having quality conversations, not just wasting time. There are rooms on Clubhouse where you can waste your time, but the quality of people having quality conversations where you can choose who you want to connect with on a business partnership level and also on a potential customer or teammate level. So you can choose. You don't just have to just randomly contact 20, 30 random people, but you get to hear the heart, the energy, the soul, and the substance behind people in Clubhouse. But then the big thing for me was also seeing people that I could align with. People like Tom Challen, who hosts the social media show with me 5 days a week. People like Ken Lundy, who's helped together. We've built a community of over 160,000 club members in the Breakfast with Champions. He brings in the Grant Cardones, the Barbara Majeskis, the Dave Melters that has a huge podcast. So we get to network with these people that have big audiences. People come to hear them because they're a part of their audience. And then some little old guy like me pops in and says, hey, I'm Nate Forrest. Let's have the social media show hour. And so you get to share audiences. As long as you're building value, Clubhouse is a powerful platform to share, to bring your audience, share the audience with somebody else, and together serve each audience and bring new people into your world, into your audience.
That is so cool. So Nate, the all-in moment and the pocket aces and the whole thing. You're a big time poker player, is that right?
I love playing poker. In fact, my desk here in Nashville is a poker table. I'm sitting at my poker table right now.
That's awesome. All right, so have you played in some tournaments?
I played one World Series poker tournament this year, and it was an $800 bracelet event. I flopped a huge hand. We got it all in. All the chips were in. And the other guy he had 2 cards in the deck. He had 2 nines. He only beat my 3 threes with a 9 in the deck. Here came the 9. I got knocked out. That's part of poker. But you know what? Just like business where you can pick a new strategy and keep moving forward, you can just go play another poker tournament. You can go buy in and play another poker game. So yeah, I played one tournament this summer, and it didn't work out.
That's so cool, though. There's not many people that ever get the chance to go and sit at that table. So that's a pretty big deal. I love that. That's pretty awesome.
Had a lot of fun.
Do you know Haley Hobson's useless husband, Wes?
I met in San Diego just 2 weeks ago at Tom's house. He's a pretty sharp dude. Does he like to play poker?
He's a poker machine. So grab him. Take his money, please. He's always spouting off at how good he is, and I know he sucks. So please, I'll back the bet. Take his money.
I'm going to do it, Wes. If you're listening later or live, I'm coming after your money, buddy.
All right, that's good news. Don't
All
play
right.
with Eric.
Yeah, there you go.
I think Eric Worre might be able to bring the rain.
Tournaments. Eric Worre is crushing some poker. I'm going to have to connect with him when next time I'm in Vegas and go play a poker tournament with him.
He'd like that. So Christopher Hussey, where do we go with this book? What are we going to do? What's the big plan? And where are you going with this whole grand idea? And how come we don't get to interview the other 27 authors?
Well, if you got space on your calendar, we'll bring them 3-4 at a time. We'll do it all. We'll go all the way down the list, Mr. Chenault.
We went. I'll never forget. I was such a terrible talk show host at the very beginning, and I wanted Robert Kiyosaki, and so I called his the president of Rich Dad. Her name was Mona Gambetta, and she was tough as nails. And I said, I want to interview Kiyosaki. She said, young man, everybody does. You have to interview all the advisors first. And there were like 20 of them. So I went through all 20 advisors, and then now Kiyosaki and his wife, all of those people are good friends of mine. So they tortured me all the way to the bank. So these 27 friends that allegedly like you are going to really like me. So I'm very happy.
I just want to make sure I hear you clearly, Tom. Are you saying that I shouldn't do these shows and anyone who wants to get me has to interview all the authors first and then I'll come on their show? Is that what you're saying?
That's what we're saying.
You got to start big timing people more, Chris. Come on, let's go.
Well, the thing that we're going to do, and this has been a huge undertaking, as all of you know, and I'm so appreciative of being here and living in this moment today. Later this summer, dates to come, but later this summer, my job is going to be to bring together these 31 amazing people in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to take the foundation of this book and the things that we added to each chapter over the last few months. Maybe we'll, invite some of my friends like Tom and Adrian and, some other cool people we know. And we're going to do this live at the Social Impact Summit. So that's the next step, Tom.
Well, that's really cool. Now, who's your neighbors? Just tell them who your neighbors are a block away from you.
About 3 miles that away are Larry and Taylor Thompson. We get to have lunch. I had lunch with Taylor 10 days ago. She introduced me to a great new restaurant. I just have to reach out to my friends anytime I want cool stuff because they know all the cool stuff.
Yeah, you are connected. And everybody, all I want you to think about is channeling your inner Christopher Hussey or your inner Amy or your inner Kate or your inner Nate and say, you know what? What's so special about them? And what's so special about them is that 100% monomaniacal desire to make a difference in other people's lives. And if you can just get that and have the guts to plug in with these people, you're going to realize all they want to do is help you and do business with you. And it's 100%. That's the only reason we've done okay. That's
exactly right. And that's my biggest tip. And you see this thread through every one of these folks. Is that okay? Good. We have 15 seconds. Is that it is about the social. It's about human beings, and whatever the platform, find the right platform, and then just go and be a human being, show up like a human being, treat people like human beings, and good things are going to start happening because the people will find you. We're coming right back. Whew.
Yeah.
All right. We got one last 30-second break, and then we got a short segment here. And this is so much fun. That's cool about the summit. I'm excited for you guys on that. That's going to be really, really good. All right. So we are coming back here in 10 seconds. And we got one more short segment on the other side to go.
The Social Impact Summit.
Isn't that cool?
And we're back.
Yes.
It is Tom Chenault. It is Adrian Chenault. And Christopher Hussey has just announced the Social Impact Summit, which is a tongue twister, but I have a feeling it is going to be, look at all the books on the screen. You want to buy this book. So go buy it because I got one of the, well, this isn't mine. Here's how
that is yours. He sent
two. He didn't send me one.
Yes, he did.
I did send you one.
All right. You're so lucky.
He's full of it. Don't even listen.
I sold it on eBay for $100. So at the end of the day, you guys plug in. Look how much all these people are having fun. All these people are elevating the profession. All of these people are A&MP people people that are contributing to this profession. And please, 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 I was on the board call for the ANMP today, and they were talking about this book, and they were talking about the impact that this book has, and how through the year we have got to have your authors on the ANMP website given, that's what we're going to do. So the world deserves you, and you deserve the world. So I'll make that happen if somebody would just follow up with me once in a while. There's an app for that.
There is an app for that, and that's as good a time as any to say that the Legacy Leadership Show is sponsored by Contact Mapping. Contact Mapping is the best way for you to build relationships and stay in touch, and it literally plugs into every single social channel that is touched on in the social impact. We plug into Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse. Clubhouse is its own magic trick of epic proportions. And so you definitely want to go and check out contactmapping.com. You can get started for free right away, and it will be well worth your time. So Christopher, we got a few minutes left, and social impact fits inside this even bigger mission that you have created called Networker, which is NTWRKR. So ntwrkr.com is the overarching umbrella for that business. And so just talk about the vision of the impact that you hope to create in the world through all these different projects that fit together, and where's it all going?
Woo, you would throw that question at me, wouldn't you, Adrian? Here's the thing. I believe in the network marketing profession. I believe in it. I believe that wherever you are in life, if you're a very successful person, but I was on the phone with my friend Thiago earlier today, and we were talking about his mission, and he wants to serve fathers and help them spend time with their children and actually be fathers to their children. If you're a very successful person, but you can't spend time with your children, what's the point? The network marketing profession will help you solve that if you allow it to. I believe if you're a single mom like Kate and you are raising the next generation of the world, the network marketing profession will serve that. I believe, like Amy, if you have 5 almost adult children, right, and you want to empower the next generation of the world, the network marketing generation serves that. Like Nate, if you are a person who believes in the greater power of the universe and putting that out to people and helping people be the absolute best that they can, the network marketing profession serves that. So Networker is about value and service to the people who are climbing that ladder in the network marketing profession. And everything we do serves that goal.
Yeah.
That is so huge. And you're right. I mean, that's really what it's all about, right?
And one thing that I love about Christopher Hussey is that he's so talented on so many different levels that he's not pigeonholing himself into one spot. Whether it's promotion, going out and winning Higdon's big event. I mean, you've got it all. And what I love about you is you don't put a whole lot of attention on yourself. It's always your authors. It's always the book. It's always the community. And you're teaching us all to be better human beings and better network marketers doing that, Chris. And I appreciate that. And I do want to go square dancing with you someday.
I promise, if you come to one of my events, we're going to do 2 things. We're going to play poker and we're going to dance. So there you go.
There awesome. We go. Nate with the poker lessons. And what you might not know about Christopher is that he is a ballroom dancing champion. So he, for guys with 2 left feet like me, I could learn a thing or 2. So that would be a lot of fun. And I think I just figured out how to sell my wife on this trip to Dallas. So we got a double win on our hands here. Look, honey, I'll come back knowing how to dance, and she'll be like, when's the next flight? Let's get you on that thing. So this is pretty cool. The show next week is something that we've never done it before, and it's pretty near and dear to your heart. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we got a lot of problems with opiates and addiction. And they say that the opposite of addiction is we all think it's sobriety or something that trite like that. The opposite of addiction is true human connection. And network marketing is true human connection. So it truly goes hand in hand. And my good friend, Will Vaught, who is one of the lead guys in the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and all kinds of TV shows and worked at the White House, and a heck of a guy, sober 8 years, and a woman named Natasha Silver Bell are going to come on, and we're going to talk about this epidemic and how we get people reconnected with the world and the solutions that are out there to this problem, because kids are dying, adults are dying, people are addicted in so many different areas of life. So we're going to do a special show on that. So very, very excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be important. And Will is just a character.
Oh, he's funny.
He's hilarious. He's done a bunch of voice acting work too. So, and he's not bad to look at. So
yeah, the girls
lots of reasons to come in addition to the important topics. So we'll be back next week on the Legacy Leadership Show. See you all next week.
Love you guys.
That was
All
easy.
right. We're still live on Facebook for a minute. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. And we did it. We've never
what a
had
terrible show. Oh, we're still live.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
what
It was
a
so
blast.
fun.
Harry is a rock star. Way to go, buddy. It was nice to see you sneak in the screen there for a minute. So you did awesome, and you let mom get what she needed to out. I loved it. Amy, so nice I feel like I really know you now, and I hope to get to meet you one of these days. And Nate, next time you come through Colorado on one of these big trips, you better come see me, buddy. That's all I got to say.
3 or 4 nights on some mountains out in the forest. It was epic. But yeah, I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna come back for camp out in Chenault.
You're so
Awesome.
much better looking than you are on Clubhouse. It's just so awesome.
Nate,
Love
what's
you,
your
Tom.
Clubhouse handle?
Love you, Adrian. Thank you.
Is it just Nate
Love-
Forrest?
Nate Forrest with 2 R's.
Nate Forrest with 2 R's. Go find him, Rob Cardenas. You are gonna love that guy.
Yeah. He's
All right, everybody. See you next time. Thank you.
Everybody
Thank
love
you.
you.